Hello everyone and welcome back to another Nerd Break live stream. I am as always your host, Joseph the Broseph, and today in celebration of the 10th anniversary of Splatoon, which I didn't actually even know was today until today, we're gonna be playing some Splatoon 3. And we're gonna be doing it in sub-weapon special style of using Toxic Mist only, which actually, I didn't even know that there were a bunch of weapons I actually kind of like to have Toxic Mist. So yeah, grab your favorite sub-weapon with Toxic Mist, and let's get to kicking some butt. But before we do that, please, as always, don't forget to hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss out on any of these future streams. And a big shout out there to Blue Toad. Hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing? By the way, apologies. Allergies are still affecting me. So a random odd cough may happen, and feels like one's trying to come on now. But please don't forget to vote in the poll also. Let me know which Splatoon game was your first. For me, it was Splatoon 1. Started at the very beginning, so. Blue Toad, you're good? That's good. I'm doing good, except for these darn allergies. Kind of crazy, we are 1 week away from the launch of the Switch 2, and we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of Splatoon 1. What a day. What a day. Let me go ahead and open a room, and we'll get started here, and hopefully more people show up as we go. But we'll see how things get kicking here. Gee, Blue Toad, you're on it. Dang, just jumped right in as soon as the room opened. What'd you have, your finger on the button, ready to go jump in on me? Not that I'm complaining, because that was fast, but dang. And you're literally the only person here as far as I can tell, so we'll just go ahead and dive right in. You did. Hey, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. I mean, sheesh. You deserve a prize for that. You deserve a prize. What can we make a prize? I don't know. Gosh. Alright, let's kick some butt though. This should get interesting pretty quick. I don't use sub-weapons a ton in matches. I don't know why. My brain just kind of turns it off, so Toxic Mist is going to be interesting. Especially when the enemy realizes that they can't get any more ink. I was actually also very surprised that earlier today, and I didn't post this in Discord. I should have, but I didn't. I was surprised that Pokemon Legends Z to A got a release date today. Very random. Not something I was expecting. It's coming out in October. Actually, towards the beginning of October. Beginning to mid-October. I think it was 20? 12th? 13th? Something like that. I'll have to look again. Avery, hi! Are you late? I just started. How can you be late? Welcome to the stream, though. How you doing? I don't know how you can be late when I just started. That's such a Mario statement right there. I mean, you're late in the fact that we already jumped into a match, but you can catch up, so I'm definitely gonna have to double check on the release date for crud. For Pokemon Legends Z to A. I've been getting a little more inspired with the whole videos idea for the channel, trying to make videos. I not to say that I've done anything, because I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles X probably way too much. Trying to beat that thing. I am so close. I'm on chapter 10? So I'm within striking distance of the end. Now I can feel it. I want it so badly. We're doing pretty good right now here. Keep it up. I like this weapon. This was actually... The Jet Squelcher was one of my favorite weapons from the original Splatoon. I used it a lot. So this is actually pretty appropriate, all things considered. And not the radio show on NPR. The fact that I know about that is, in and of itself, something to say. Come on, we got, crud, got taken out at the last second. Not good. Yeah, good game. I think we lost. We didn't make a comeback. We kind of towed the line and then... Yeah, very close though. Good game, good game. Do you know? Wait, don't tell me. I'm trying to understand that question. Because the phrase, yes, I do know that phrase. I'm just trying to figure out why that question is being asked. Oh gosh. Let's see here. The Pokemon Legends... October 16th. How did I... The NPR news quiz. No, I do not. No, I do not. Actually, so the only reason why I know really much of anything about NPR is that growing up, who was it that listened to NPR? I think it was my uncle. He listened to NPR. So, maybe my grandpa too. I kind of forget. I don't listen to the radio that much, but I know NPR from childhood. So, anybody that listens to the radio nowadays kind of makes me wonder how many people listen to the radio. I'm not knocking anybody that does, but radio is so old. Ah, crud. Yeah, the Blue Toad, you didn't know the release date? Well, it's October 16th. I honestly thought that was different than that, slightly, but I was really floored by the fact that Pokemon Legends Z got a release date today. And they're doing a Pokemon Direct on the 22nd of July, which also blows my mind. So, there's been rumors, though, that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct here soon-ish. Sometime here, kind of soon after, either just before or just after the release of the Switch 2. I can kind of see after, can't really see before. But it honestly doesn't surprise me. We know really not enough about the rest of the year for the Switch 2 lineup. We know games, but I'm starting to think that there's got to be at least one holiday title that's hitting in November that we don't know about. There's got to be something. Because everything that we know about isn't... Ah, crud. I mean, don't get me wrong. As much as I love the idea of Kirby's Air Riders and Metroid Prime 4 carrying the Switch 2 through the end of the year, I know that that's not it. I know those games are not carrying games. Oh, darn it. Pokemon Legends Z to A, that's a game that could potentially carry the Switch 2 through the holiday season, but it's a cross-generational title, so it doesn't really count. It has a Switch 2 version, and I really think at this point that Metroid Prime 4 is probably coming out in October or September. My bet is actually kind of more September now than October. Good game, everyone. But we'll have to wait and see. I do expect there to be a Nintendo Direct for the rest of the year. They're gonna dump the rest of the release dates on us. I know for a fact they will. And we might get a September Direct to give us an outline through the beginning of next year. But as always, we'll just have to wait and see. Something that you will find interesting to note is the price of Pokemon Legends Z to A has been announced for everywhere except for here in the US officially. But the prices that are coming in are kind of suggesting a $60 Switch 1 version and a $70 Switch 2 version. So, which is fine. I can understand a $10 bump on Switch 2 games. I'm not gonna begrudge them that. It would be nice if the prices would drop to 50 and 60 on Switch 1 and Switch 2 respectively, but honestly, the PlayStation pushed the $70 game, so Nintendo going to 70 on pretty much everything on the Switch 2 is kind of a no-brainer. It's not something that isn't an expected thing at this point. It's the $80 price tag that's messing with people. But there's always waiting for sales, so there's that. And don't forget to use the Toxic Mist if you haven't, then. Yeah, honestly, the $80 price tag, I think, is going to be the exception more than the rule. I think this is kind of a Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom situation, where Nintendo thinks that, oh, this game that we spent X amount of time on is probably worth X amount of dollars, so we're just gonna charge that X amount of dollars because we think it's worth it. Only they did a way better job of explaining it with Tears of the Kingdom than they ever even remotely attempted for Mario Kart World. Come on, am I getting targeted? I feel like I'm getting targeted. I also think I need to change how I'm playing. For what it's worth, there is something to... Elemental, hello! Welcome to the stream! How you doing? Other than you're alive. Your move went well, though? That's good. I'm glad it did. So, the basic thought that I wanted to point out here is that you really don't necessarily have to have the Switch 2 version of every game. Yasuk, hi, welcome to the stream. How you doing? So, something that happened not yesterday, actually, yeah, was the announcement of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD, and it has a Switch 2 and a Switch version. Well, the Switch 2 version on cart is a not on cart. It's a game key cart. Juice Box, hi, welcome to the stream. Who were you previously? Ah, crud. Well, yeah, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Oh, dang. Is it me? Am I dragging the team down? I feel like I'm dragging the team down because we didn't win. But in any case, the Dragon Quest HD 1 and 2, they've got a Switch 2 version that's game key cart, and then the Switch version is full on cart, which is insane. So I'm thinking that what at least I'm personally going to do is just buy Switch 1 versions of anything that is a game key cart that I want. Because I don't want game key carts. They're, and I'm even thinking about not getting Bravely Default HDA because I'm not really all that interested in it after thinking about it, and B, because I don't really want game key carts. I want game on cart. So, yeah. Why is Nintendo doing the thing saying you have a license to unswitch and play the games? What am I doing? Focus, Joseph. Ah, crud. Uh-oh. Run! So, the way... I read an article on Nintendo Life where they did a interview with... Is his name Josh Fairhurst or something like that? Who is the CEO, co-owner, or something like that, of Limited Run Games. And he was talking about how game publishers are coming in with these games and they're not really giving enough lead-up time for production and marketing of the games from when they go gold, more or less. You know, where it's the game is ready to ship kind of thing. They're not giving enough lead time to be able to put games on carts fully. And I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I understand that Nintendo is infamous for this whole they can hold on to their games for an eternity before releasing them because they do that, which is insane. But they can, and they do it, so... But other game companies don't do that. They more or less, as soon as the game is ready to go, they ship it out the door, regardless of whether they have fully accounted for everything. Which is kind of dumb. And the most recent example was the latest Doom game that I cannot remember the name of. New Splatoon game coming. Probably. Aiden, hi! Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I mean, I would personally rather have companies be a little more like Nintendo and wait to push out something and have it fully on cart and fully patched up, at least more patched up, than have it ship right away and have all these patches from the they have to download in order to use the stupid thing. It's really... We need to kind of go back to a certain extent to the old days of video games where people actually bought and paid for a game as opposed to a license. I went 3 and 6, but had more paint than a bloblobber. Huh, cool. Good game, everyone. Finally won. Good game. If anybody wants to join, there is a slot open here. You're welcome to jump on in here with us. And by the way, thanks everybody for the 4 likes. I really appreciate it. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so. It really helps out the channel, helps us out, get to more people. Just sounds like they're being lazy by not putting the game on the card. So there was also another story. Elemental, you still can't. Got no internet where you're living right now. I can understand that considering you just moved. But in any case, there was a story that broke. I don't know if this is 100% true, but evidently the Switch 2 carts come in one starting size and it's 64 gigs. Now, Mario Kart World doesn't take up 64 gigs. It's 25, I think I heard, or something like that. But games like Bravely Default's 11, and I think I heard that Dragon Quest is like, I want to say either 14 or 17 gigs. So I can understand to a certain extent not wanting to shell out for the full fat 64 gig game cart. I mean, business sense kind of makes some sense, but then you have other companies like Marvelous that are just shelling out for them anyways and making companies like Square Enix look like garbage, so I honestly think Splatoon 4 will be next year. I don't really doubt that. I can't see Nintendo waiting any longer than that. They would have to be pretty nuts to wait much longer than next year. At the latest. Splatoon 3's been around for a while. Heck, crud. Yeah, man. Let's see. Do you remember the one day during the stream when my power went out mid-game? Aiden, you'll have to forgive me. That's very specific. So the answer's no. Unfortunately, I mean, my memory's good and bad at times. It really depends. Jaheim, hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Elemental, you're thinking about not getting the Switch 2 yet? I mean, here's the deal. You don't have to... You don't have to get the Switch 2 right away. There are still games for the Switch 1 that are coming out, so unless there's something very specific that you want, there's not a whole lot of reason to get a Switch 2 immediately. Unless you're a crazy person like me. Well, I'm not really a crazy person. There's just good and bad reasons. 2 years of work on the game. Splatoon 3's been out for more than 2 years, by the way. It's been out 3 years. Come September? Right? Splatoon 3 is 3 years old? Let's see here. Aiden, I think I do recall that. Why did you bring that up? Oop, Avery dropped out. Thing is Splatoon 2 had what? 3 years of development. I gotta look at release dates. Because Splatoon 1's 10 years old. This is 2025. That means it came out in 2015. So Splatoon 2 release date. Was 2017. Wow. Splatoon 2 had like yeah, that was short. So Splatoon 3 had the most development time. For what it's worth, they don't... I mean, these games are relatively so similar that the shorter development cycles are actually feasible on them. And I would realistically think Nintendo is going to put out Splatoon 4 next year. Realistically. They were planning it as soon as Splatoon 3. They were probably planning it before Splatoon 3 even came out, honestly. To some degree. And then they started developing Splatoon 3, and they probably were thinking about Splatoon 4 at some point during the process. So I honestly also think to some degree, and this is probably not realistic, but I could see Splatoon 4 not being a Switch 2 exclusive. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I wouldn't put them past them to make it cross-gen, be Splatoon 4 on Switch and Switch 2. It really depends on how much they want to push the Switch 2. Yeah, it was really 2 years of development time for Splatoon 2. It's crazy, really. But Splatoon 2 was... There's something to understand about Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 got rushed to a certain extent. That's why 2 and 1 are very similar to each other, with very, very minor changes. And Splatoon 3 was a little bit more dramatic because it had more time in the oven. Elemental, yeah. From my perspective, past winning the Splatfest, to me, thinks that we're going to go back to the past of Splatoon. Honestly, we're going to go back to the Crustaceous Age. Expect dinosaur-like split inklings and stuff. That's what I would think. Pre-Splatoon 1. Would I ever do a Fortnite stream? I don't know, honestly. Maybe. Probably not. I'm just not interested in Fortnite. I'm not saying anything bad against Splatoon 2. Honestly, I liked Splatoon 2. The channel cut its chops on Splatoon 2. If it wasn't for Splatoon 2, we wouldn't be where we're at currently. Let's see here. Splatoon 3's release date was 2022. Wait, what? So Splatoon 3 had 5 years in the oven. Wow. Ah, but Blue Toad, they can make Splat 4 60 and 120 FPS on Switch 2. because that variable refresh rate. You got to remember, Metroid Prime 4 actually has performance and whatever. The two different modes, one that puts it at 120 FPS and 1080p, or 4K at 60 FPS. So, and that's only exclusive to Switch 2. So they could do that with Splatoon 4, and they could still make it cross-gen. The thing, though, is that Splatoon... Does Splatoon run at 60 FPS? Splatoon 3? I don't think it does. Aiden, you're in? Who disconnected, though? I'm trying to think, what FPS does Splatoon run at? Let's see here. Splatoon 3's FPS. Why? Alright, evidently it's locked 60. I had to find the right article that said it from Digital Foundry. So, okay, I mean, Splatoon 4 could run at 60 FPS on Switch 1 and 120 on Switch 2, and there wouldn't be any problems if they made this cross-generation. It would be very doable. I could be wrong about it, but the more I think about it, I really could see Splatoon 4 being cross-generational and being on both the original Switch and Switch 2. And there just being a performance patch. Aiden, what did I see? What did I not see? I am trying to keep up with the chat, everybody. As always, it's not me intentionally trying to ignore anybody. I'm trying to keep up. So, just also have to focus on game. Oh, crud. Nintendo is gonna have a problem, though, if they keep trying to... Ah, crud. Go away, darn it. Thank you for the assist. Oh, darn it! Shoot. We should just do a chatting stream. Unfortunately, I don't know if a chatting stream would work very well. Let me work on... Ah, crud. Okay, Aiden. No! How did we get 2 wipeouts in a row? Armando! Hello! Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Ah, crud. That was a last minute comeback. Dang it! Aiden, I'll think about it. A fishing Minecraft stream? Wait, you can fish in Minecraft? I did not know this. Armando, if you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome to. You can either send me a friend request, which my friend code is there on screen and in the description of the stream, or you can just join the pool, which the pool code is the name of the channel, Nerd Break. Which that statement isn't technically true because that's not the name of the channel completely, but the point is that the pool code is Nerd Break. So there we go. Actually, so there is an interesting thought to that, Blue Toad, about games being on both PS5 and PS4. I didn't actually realize that the PS4 was still getting games until recently when I looked, because I still have PS4, but I buy nothing for it. And I really bought very little for it. I kind of regret having got it to a certain extent because I bought so little for it. But it was actually the PS4 getting so many games is partially due to the Switch being in existence. I know that sounds weird, but Sony has the PS4's longevity to thank partially to the Switch, because the Switch's internals not being that powerful. So that kind of helped the PS4. The other thing is that the PS4 was pretty doggone powerful, and not everybody's really taking full advantage of even the PS5 hardware. And goodness knows we're going to be getting a PS6 at some point. I agree. It was... I mean, the channel has gone through more than one name. It was first Nerd Break Podcast, then it was Nerd Break because, well, we weren't doing the podcast. And now it's Nerd Break Streams, and I really don't know whether to change it back to Nerd Break or what to do. Kinda in a pickle here. Ah, crud. I kind of like Nerd Break Streams. It kind of works. I really could just name it whatever. It could be gobbledygook, and I mean, it wouldn't matter. When will the podcast come back? Very easy answer, never. The podcast will probably never come back. Because my compatriots to the podcast are doing their own things anyways anymore. So there's really no interest from them to do it. And for me to do it by myself would be boring. I would be better served in just creating videos and letting that be the outlet for the channel. The only way that the podcast could potentially ever be resurrected is quite simply by finding more people to collaborate with that would want to do such a thing. Aiden, you haven't played this game in a while? Octo, Pikmin, Kirby, Johnny, hi, welcome to the stream, how you doing? I have like 20 active members I could talk to. Nerd Break is great at podcasts because listening to Joseph is like a good podcast. Good game, everyone. Good game. I completely... did we win? Oh, good. We won. Good, good, good. I mean... The thing about a podcast is that, at least from what little I've learned, the people that are involved have to have a really good dynamic with each other. And I'm not saying that it wouldn't work with all of you. Goes the Switch Talk podcast. I don't know. I would have to think about that. I would honestly have to think about it. Because now I'm getting ideas, but whenever I get ideas, it's the follow-through that kills me. I'll have to do some considerations here. Because it would be interesting to do a podcast that was involved all of you. Hasume, hiya, welcome to the stream. How you doing? And Sir Nerd, hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Ah, crud. Aiden, so it's like, please understand, I am not trying to slight anybody. My analytical one thing you gotta understand is that I did the podcast thing with my friends. And when people told us that we didn't seem like we worked well together, I didn't know how to fix that, because to a certain extent I figured it was probably me, and I really want to work on trying to figure out how to better myself to make sure that doesn't wind up happening again. So I'm not saying that it would be bad or anything. I'm not saying anything against anybody other than myself, because I can talk about myself. So it's just me. Maybe I should consider doing the podcast again. I'm gonna have to give that some serious thought. Because I wouldn't mind doing it again. I'm just gonna have to think about it. Because maybe this is where I start doing a Friday night podcast stream instead of gaming on Friday night. And just talk about different things. I'm gonna have to think about this, because this is an interesting idea. Armando, you sent a friend request. I will grab it. Let me grab that. Just gotta hit the hold, keep going, and grab the friend request quickly. Oh, crud. Come on. Uh-oh. There we go. Friend request accepted, or it should have been. Podcast with us in Discord. Voice chat on Sundays. Sundays would be difficult. Avery, I do have a different way that this could potentially work. Maybe. Voice chat, switch 2. Or voice chat, ooh. Well, no, voice chat, switch 2 would probably be better. Oh, crud. Everybody's gotta get a switch 2 now. Because, yeah, I can't stream and do Discord. I mean, it sort of works, but I'm leery of doing it because I'm leery of collaborating with anybody anymore because of it. The last few times I've collaborated with Awkward, the stream has tanked on my end because my computer can't handle the truth. Which is sad. I wish I could get a new computer, get a desktop model that can handle everything, but I don't have the money. That and I don't want to buy a new computer. I don't want to buy a new computer until this one is down for the count. Darn it! Yeah, plus I think, not actually sure how much a new computer would cost me. Sir Nerd, I have a pull code. You may have asked this before, but the answer is still the same. I have a pull code. The pull code is NerdBreak. See, my thing is, I don't know. Ah, crud. Why don't I show it on? Why don't I show the full code on screen? That's actually not a bad question. I don't have a specific reason why I don't. How do I feel about the game chat on the Nintendo Switch 2? It's too little, too late. That's how I feel about the game chat on the Nintendo Switch 2. It's too little, too late. On the... Wait. Yeah, I know what you mean, Sir Nerd. I don't have actually a specific reason. I guess I didn't even remotely think about it when I did the overlay. And I don't even have a clue why I didn't think of it. I just didn't. But that background overlay, I actually made that. So for anybody that's really curious in the inner workings of my of the stream here, so the background image behind my PNG in the game is actually one full image with stuff overlaid on it, so it's an actual still image that I overlaid stuff onto, and that's one layer. The game video is on a separate layer in the program, and then my PNG is also on a separate layer, and I think my PNG is on a layer that's in front of the game video, so I could technically Oh, move my PNG over the game video feed and have my PNG blocking the video. It's more or less 3 separate layers. Ah, crud. I could pin it as a comment. I mean, I do pin the comment there and I could just include it. I really just don't think about it. So few people ask for the pool code. And that's the reason why it doesn't really cross my mind. Because so few people ask for it that I forget about it until someone says something. Like you. Oh, crud! And I got taken out. Come on. To the whole game chat though thing on Switch 2, it's fine, but Nintendo really did wait to the last minute to do something like that. I may or may not use it much, just because Discord is a thing, and I don't even use that a ton for voice chat. But we'll see. It's an interesting idea. I actually found out yesterday, day before, something like that, that the Switch 2 camera is full 1080p, which boggles my mind. It boggles my mind that camera is full 1080 and it can't do any better for... The system can't handle much. Good game, everyone. Good game. Sir Nerd, you make really good points, honestly. You really do. I'll probably just put in the pinned comment for every Splatoon stream anymore, if I can remember. Enjoy your tea, Aiden. Your 7 a.m. theory? What is that? Do you think we're going to use game chat during stream? Probably not, but I'm not gonna say no. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. See how demanding it is on the stream. Because we could try it. My one problem would be that YouTube does have this thing where if you have people that are in your video that don't consent, they can turn around and sue you and kick you off the platform and a bunch of other horrible things. So I would just have to make sure nobody gets on camera other than me. I'm not going to say no to it, honestly. I'm not. We'll see how things go, and we may give it a go. We may try it at some point. See if it works. See what happens. But that's going to be one of those wait and see things. I mean, it wouldn't be a wait and see things if Nintendo would just release Switch 2 and release it in full working condition, but no, there's evidently a day one patch. I don't know if any of you heard about it. I posted in Discord. The Switch 2s are in the wild. people are finding out that they're more or less giant paperweights without a day one patch. Won't play squat. It's kind of crazy. But I guess they're doing setup tutorials and stuff for Switch 2. Leave it to anybody that can to put these things in the wild early. Break street date on a console. I've never actually heard of that happening before. I'm starting to wonder if it did happen for the PS5 and I just didn't pay any attention. Because knowing me, it did. I just don't remember. I don't think anybody is buying the camera, honestly. I keep thinking about it, but then I think, I don't really want it. So... yeah, I really don't think anybody's buying the Switch 2 camera. Could be wrong. There might be somebody. I know Broseph had mentioned wanting it for the Mario Party Jamboree stuff. That's a very isolated case. Haha, blocked off their route. Okay, now I remember this 7 a.m. theory. Honestly, caffeine's kinda... Cheese, hello! Welcome to the stream. How you doing? You're alive. Well, yay for being alive! Good game, everyone. Good game. Do we have room in the room? Thanks, Avery. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. By the way, I think we have... don't we have room in the room? Yeah, we have room in the room if anybody wanted to join. Zoso? Who's Zoso? Hasume, you forgot about the Switch 2? Well, you got less than a week now. It comes out a week from tonight, actually. Week from midnight. Tonight. Kind of crazy. Cheese, you love caffeine, your lifeline. Hasume, you're not excited about it at all? I am very excited myself. But I mean, you cannot be excited. I can understand that. Room in the room. Who's been playing in a room? Armando Jozo is one of your friends. Oh, okay, cool. I'm wondering if we should switch to private battles. Cheese and Hasume, would you like to join us? Because we would, we'll have to switch. Oh, I don't need ink up here. We could switch to private battles, it's fine. Or drop-ins. Drop-ins might be better. Violin performance yesterday. Oh, cool. Very good. Very good. I'm glad it went well, Aiden. Do you like playing the violin? It's kind of funny how... should I tell on myself? Maybe I shouldn't tell on myself. Oh, gosh. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't tell on myself. Cheese, you're suffering through math right now? Ew. Well, enjoy the math. Hasume, you don't know if your Switch will cooperate, eh? No, I'm not sure. I think we'll probably try drop-ins instead of private battles. So I'm gonna... I'm debating how soon to drop out. Ah, crud. Oh, it's not drama. Trust me, it's not drama. It's just an observation. It's kind of funny that the girls that I wind up liking usually have very similar traits for some reason. Usually it's like violin or dancing or something along those lines. It's kind of funny. All the girls I've been interested in have had one of those kind of traits where they either play the violin or they've been into dancing of some sort or something like that. It's one of those things. All right, we're gonna go for one more match, and then after this next match, we'll switch to doing drop-ins. Yeah. So yeah, after this match, we'll hit stop and we'll switch to drop-ins and see how that works out. Yeah, because orchestra kids are great. Ah, crud. Well, now we got room in the room. Armando, did you mean to leave? Alright, maybe I'm not doing drop-ins. Okay, alright. Just so long as I know that that was something intentional, Armando. You're free to join back whenever you want to. Just tossing that out there. So, Hasume, there's room in the room if you'd like to join. And Blue Toad, we are not going to hit stop because there's very little point at the moment. People keep coming and going, like ships in the night. Whoa! I think Cheese needs a Splatoon break. Either that or Cheese and Crackers break. Cheese and Crackers. This has been forever since I've had Cheese and Crackers. Is anybody else crazy like me and likes the crackers that got the cheese on them? Those are so good. It's been forever. Been forever since I've had them. There's also a really great treat that I like that I haven't had in an eternity. It's marshmallow fluff, peanut butter on crackers. So good. Really bad for you, but really good. Hasume, you like the peanut butter crackers. Okay, so like the cheese peanut butter crackers? Because those are good too. I like those. Those are good. Field trip into school years and an all-day camp prepare is far unimaginable and annoying. Oh, cool. Okay, that's cool. I didn't get to finish the other half of that thought, though. Every sport imaginable at a camp, though. What does that include? There's this one kid, he doesn't really talk to a ton of people and go out of his way to become friends with a lot of people, but I am one of them. Oh, cool. Very cool, very cool. Yes, my toxic mist will create an impenetrable walls that you can... Ah, crud. Good game, everyone. Good game. It's a super nice, chill guys that girls like. Good game, though, everyone. Good game. We'll just keep going. We won't do drop-ins till there's a reason to. And Hasume snuck in. There we go. So, for the poll, because I haven't paid a ton of attention to it, 53% of those of you who have voted in the poll say that Splatoon 1 was your first game in the Splatoon series. Interesting. 20% say Splatoon 2, and 27% say Splatoon 3. Honestly, would have thought that would have been slightly different. But I guess a lot of people joined in Splatoon 3 over Splatoon 2. I don't know why that would be. Yeah, which was your first Splatoon game? Blue Toad, you're idling. Idle less, ink more. No, not what was your favorite. Which one was your first? Oh gosh. Well, that skews the results, doesn't it? Ah, crud. Disconnects. Well, Aiden, what was your first Splatoon game? No, Hasume disconnected. Well, we won't hold it against you. If you'd like to join back, you can. You're more than welcome to. Just kick your switch in the CPU. What's with the wilted flower emoji? Y'all have been using that so much lately. Just crazy. My first Splatoon game was Splatoon 2. That's why I will not accept the disrespect that you have shown. Well, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. I want to know if Splatoon 2 was your first Splatoon game and you love it so much. Why did you put Splatoon 3 as your favorite, Aiden? Riddle me this. Your logic doesn't add up. I have much respect for Splatoon 2 and what it did. However, you also have to recognize that what it did was repeat Splatoon 1 in major ways. Double toxic mist cloud! Oh darn! Oh, well that's true, Hasume. Dang it. Well, if you decide that you want to try joining back, the door's open, you know that. Ah, crud, I'm being chased. Aiden, you played Splatoon 3 more than Splatoon 2. I mean, I guess I can understand that answer. I guess I can understand that answer. I'm trying to think, which Splatoon game is my favorite? It probably wouldn't be Splatoon 2. Ah, I understand now, Aiden. But now that you know how to play, you could always go back and play Splatoon. You can go back and play Splatoon 2. This weapon has such a long range. Oh, come on. Gah. Good game, everyone. Good game. Hasume, your favorite is Splatoon 3, but Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 1 hold a special place in your heart. Cool. See, I'm trying to think, which one would be my favorite if I had to pick? If I had to pick between Splatoon 1, 2, and 3. Alright, let's break this down. If I was on a deserted island, and I was only allowed to have one Splatoon game to play, which Splatoon game would it be? 1, 2, or 3? Blue Toad, can you say they're all your favorite? That's cheating. Fiddles, hi, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Joseph, you're from now till the end of the stream not allowed to mention Splatoon 2 because of the disrespect that you have spoken. Well, just for that. Splatoon 2, 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 Splatoon 2. I'm a terrible person and I know it. Just for that, Splatoon 2 is my favorite game. End of subject. Actually, Splatoon 1 is probably my favorite. I have a lot of memories with it. Good memories. Yeah, Splatoon 1 probably would be my favorite one I would want. I can't really replace Callie and Marie. There's just everything about Splatoon 1 was innovative. The one thing that I will admit that I do not like about Splatoon 1 is that you have to play using the gamepad. It's not comfortable. Not comfortable to play using the gamepad. Nintendo's forced use of the gamepad was kind of a... I'm not saying the gamepad is completely bad. It had its good parts, but for a controller to be used and played for many hours on end, it was not good. It was too heavy for that. It was too bulky for that. It really not the controller to use. But the upsides of being able to see what map and everything all there, hit where you want to jump to on the touch screen. I mean, Splatoon 1 did a lot of things right. And I have a lot of good memories of Splatoon 1. So it's probably my favorite. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with 2 or 3, because I like them both. Ah, crud. Good game, everyone. Good game. Bro Jose, hello. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Aiden, I dare say that is not even remotely true. Callie and Marie were way more iconic than Off the Hook. Okay, great. Deep cut just straight up better than the other ones. Oh gosh. We're going into unpopular opinion territory here now. Bro Jose, you're doing good? That's good. I'm doing good too. If you'd like to join, there's room in the room. We're just in regular matches. Hop on in. The water's fine. By the way, thanks everybody for the 9 likes. I really appreciate it. We're 1 away from 10. Man, we could get there just like that. Off the Hook glaze? What? Oh, well, I've already said Callie and Marie are my favorites, so I really can't argue any points for or against any of the others. Off the Hook was fine. Pearl and Marina. Of Pearl and Marina, I actually, of course, I like Marina more. Pearl's fine. She's spunky. I just like Marina more. Ah, crud. And do I have a favorite among Deep Cut? Probably Big Man. Big Man's probably my favorite. Sir Nerd, what'd you do? Turn on the pot? You got boiling water there. Oh, dang it! I am doing that. People like torpedoes tonight for some reason. Holy cow. I said we were getting into unpopular opinion territory. Off the hook is not the best, though. I don't not like Off the Hook. I just think Kelly and Marie are better. I mean, that is true. It would stand to reason that more people would know about Deep Cut than the other two. However, the... Callie and Marie have been in all the games. So... I don't know where I'm going with this line of thought. It's just a funny thing to me that Callie and Marie have been in all the games, and you can't say that about any of the others. Good game, everyone. Good game. Sir Nerd, I understand. Assume this is also very true. Sadly, some of the best parts, really, one of the best... How do I really want to say this? I mean, the multiplayer is great in Splatoon, but the single player mode, story mode, is really good too. So for people, if anybody ignores story mode, they're missing out. Really, they're truly missing out. I go into Splatoon wanting to play the story mode. I feel like people know more about the Squid Sisters. Honestly, the story mode is one of the best things of Splatoon 3. And I'm not saying anything bad about the multiplayer. But I'm a person that plays a lot of single player. Always have played a lot of single player stuff. More than multiplayer. Because I didn't grow up with video games having internet connection and being able to do multiplayer a lot, because nobody would ever really play with me. Because I didn't really have anybody to play with a lot of the times. So single player stuff is more important to me in video games than multiplayer. Multiplayer is more of a relatively recent life thing to me. That's why a lot of online multiplayer games that only have multiplayer to them, I don't play a lot of them because it's not what I like. And I'm not saying anything bad about anybody that does, or about the games themselves, because I will admit that they are fun. It's just my preference. Oh, darn it. I really should not be wearing this gear. I don't have any... which DLC are you talking about, Hisume? Aiden, I actually didn't beat all of the Splatoon 2 DLC, sadly. I wish I had, but it's harder than the Splatoon 3 DLC. I actually prefer Splatoon 3's DLC story mode over Splatoon 2 just because it's easier. And I have tried Splatoon 2's story mode DLC multiple times. Side order. So Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3's DLC. Okay. Yeah, I can understand the thought of it being underwhelming. It kind of Splatoon 3's DLC I really enjoyed. But I can understand the thought behind it being underwhelming because it is a lot of rinse repeat. And if you're not into rinse and repeat, then it's gonna be pretty underwhelming. You're gonna want more. Splatoon 2 did have more diversity. And Aiden, I am not gonna say that I don't lack skill. Because I do. Splatoon 2 has a higher skill ceiling, honestly, on the DLC. Which is rough. When you want to go into it and you want to play it and you want to enjoy the story, there should be some way to lower that threshold to be able to get through it so that everybody can enjoy it. It kind of goes into a larger topic. Where there's a balancing act that people that make games have to try to get into, where there has to be enough of a challenge to keep people invested, but you can't overdo the challenge to where nobody can beat the darn thing. And that becomes very, very difficult. And there's no real easy answer to it. You can either dumb it down so far like Nintendo has done in so many of their games, and they shouldn't, to where there is no challenge. Princess Peach Showtime actually was a pretty good example of dumbing something down to such an extent that there was very little challenge. And there is challenge in that game. Oh crap, how they do that? But you have to dig kind of deep to find it. Whereas other games like Splatoon 2's DLC, where the challenge is there and you have to rise to it, and if you can't, then you're just stuck. And that becomes a problem, because then you have people not enjoying your game, and if you want more people to enjoy the game, then you kind of have to figure out some way of catering to those people, but still keeping your core audience engaged, and there's just not really an easy answer to that, other than try to implement some kind of challenge. And Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is another good example. OE? What is OE? I mean, I'll be the first that there are some games that I don't mind a challenge in. And Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of them. But when it came to Tears of the Kingdom, I was like, I don't want to deal with this, because another open world Zelda game is not something that I really wanted. And with the expanded stuff on Switch 2, I'm thinking about going back and trying to give Tears of the Kingdom another shot, because I really want to beat that game, but I think I'm just going to have to follow a guide. Because there are aspects of it that are just too obtuse. and I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to mess with the challenge. Because there are things I want to take time for, and there are other things I don't. And that's one of them. Come on. Yeah. Gotta win. No, shoot. How do I get splatted so often at the very end? I don't think I can make a dent. Oh, I might be able to make a dent. Come on, make a dent, make a dent, make a dent, make a dent, make a dent. Yes! Good game, everyone. Good game. Oh, Octo expansion. See, it didn't register. It's been so long since I played Splatoon 2's DLC. I couldn't think of the name of it. Good game, everyone. Good game. I think we're going to be getting kicked. We're going to get kicked now. An Octo expansion had an interesting story. I want to beat that. Maybe I should try to go back to it. Why, Legend of Zelda has a skill issue? No, it's not a skill issue on The Legend of Zelda if you're talking about that. It's an aggravation issue where they blocked off certain parts of doing things behind other things. I forget if I've explained this before. Let me switch weapons real quick. What do I want to use? Options. So many options. Let's see here. What's regular matches? And what is... Should we try tower? Let's try tower control. Let's do some anarchy. The skill issue was you dying at the end of the game? Wait, what? The final boss of Octo expansion is really tough. Making me wonder whether I should really go back to it or not. Alright. Was anybody else... Did anybody else want to join us? Alright. Who is Shu Dynasty? Oh well. Not gonna complain. Don't know who it is. Oh. I think I need to go back and beat Octo expansion and beat Tears of the Kingdom. Wonder if I can do that before Donkey Kong Bonanza releases. Probably not. Probably not. I don't think I'm gonna have the time. I'll be lucky to beat Xenoblade Chronicles X before the Switch 2 releases next week. Ugh, I'm so freaking close. Alright, let's do this. I gotta remember I'm using a stringer. I haven't used this in a while, so... I'm going. Dang it, I shouldn't have gone for it. Is Tears of the Kingdom really hard? I mean, if you've played Breath of the Wild, then it's more or less the same thing. If you haven't, then the short answer is yes, sorta. So Tears of the Kingdom has more story to it than Breath of the Wild. So my issue with Tears of the Kingdom is this. In order to advance where I'm at, I have to quite literally do a bunch of side quests in order to get the gear I need in order to advance on the main story track, which didn't completely exist in Breath of the Wild. And because it does in Tears of the Kingdom, it's annoying. I just want to advance the main story and not worry about the side stuff. But there's mandatory side stuff, so it's hard. The game is hard, but it's a good kind of hard. It's not quite like a Dark Souls hard kind of thing, so you don't have to worry quite at that level. But it is a challenge. I've said it once, and I'll say it 1,000 times if I have to. If you have not played Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, they are must-own games for the Switch, and you really should play at least one of them. If you play both of them, I don't know how you have time this late in the game, but definitely play at least one of them, and probably play Tears of the Kingdom over Breath of the Wild. It really kind of depends on what level you want to deal with in a game, and it's me being kind of nitpicky to a certain extent with the side content stuff. But I wouldn't really say play both. Not really, not unless you really like both one of them. Okay, Aiden. I mean, I'm personally into... Actually, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that, because I have done both things. Not orchestra per se, but I took piano lessons. So, musical instrument, yeah, I did that. Karate, yeah, I did that. So I guess it's... I'm into somebody that's more active, I guess. Ah, crud. We are struggling with this tower. Oh, dang. We are really struggling here. No! Our lead is gone. Dang it. Yeah, our lead is gone. No! Alright, we gotta, like, make a comeback here. I'm not using my special until there's... Okay. Dang it! I'm off the tower! Dang it! Good game, everyone. Good game. Shoot. Good game, everyone. Good game. I wonder if I'm using the wrong weapon for Anarchy. I'm not necessarily good at a stringer, so maybe I should switch. Bro Jose, don't sell. Buy. Always buy, but never sell. Hard decisions. Bro Jose, have you played either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom? By the way, for those of you who came in later, earlier I did mention that Pokemon Legends Z to A got a release date. I don't know if any of you are here listening and care about that, but it got a release date today, and it's October 16th. So yay. No? Cheap? Cheap? Bro Jose, it has, the game has been on sale, actually. At times, so... I mean, okay, if you've never played Zelda, then you need to play Zelda. Legend of Zelda is a really good series. If you've never ever played it, you need to play it. And if you've never played Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, you need to play one of those. However, they are wildly different games to a certain extent over the other Zelda games. So... there are some Zelda games that you absolutely need to play. One of them is A Link to the Past. Best 2D Zelda game is Link to the Past. If you've never played it, you need to play it. Best 3D Zelda game can be argued, but in my humble opinion, if you've never played Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, you need to play it. It's a really good game. Some Zelda games, like Skyward Sword, you can kind of avoid them because Skyward Sword's not as good. So, it really... Zelda games are generally really good. And they oftentimes are good to the extent that they are must-plays for systems. It's just a fact of the series. If you have a Nintendo system and you've never played a Legend of Zelda game, you need to play a Legend of Zelda game. They are too good. But it kind of breaks down to this. The original Legend of Zelda was a little more open-ended than the Zeldas that followed it. Link to the Past is kind of where the series became a little more formulaic. It put more or less you followed a relatively linear path. And it was go find out thing to do, go to dungeon, get new MacGuffin that helps you complete dungeon, complete dungeon, beat boss with new MacGuffin, and rinse repeat by that process through the end of the game. Aiden, are you talking about beating it in 3 minutes because you know some kind of like secret speedrunning trick? So, from The Legend of Zelda really a link from a Link to the Past forward. That more or less go to dungeon, get MacGuffin that helps you beat the dungeon, use the MacGuffin to beat the boss of the dungeon, rinse, repeat kind of thing. It is the formula for the series in a nutshell. Breath of the Wild went back to the original Legend of Zelda as its template, so that whole getting a new weapon item thingy MacGuffin to beat boss the dungeon and rinse repeat got thrown out the window with Breath of the Wild, and his pretty much with Tears of the Kingdom too. Aiden, I did not know about that. Oh, Brad. Skyward Sword, though, is where the series kind of fell into the worst possible pit of that whole rinse repeat cycle. And it's not one of the better Legend of Zeldas. Let's put it that way. It's really hard with the Legend of Zelda series because they're all so good that to say one is bad is still putting it on a high pedestal, because it's usually better than other games and other games in general to a certain extent. But Skyward Sword is really kind of the lower of the points because it tried to inject story too much, I think, and other things over fun in the gameplay. I wonder how easy it would be to find Tears of the Kingdom on a deal. Let's see here. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Let's see what we get here. Huh. Alright. Wait, what? No, that can't be right. Seriously? Alright. Found it for $50 so far, but sold by somebody else. 60? You have to look. So Tears of the Kingdom you should be able to find at a discount pretty easily. I'm gonna make first point. Oh crud. Thought I was on the tower and then it moved. Aiden, we named our dog Zelda? Really? It's kind of cool, actually. Oh crud. This is why you don't buy don't buy digital, people. Physical can be cheaper, trust me. I'm gonna tell you now though, you don't have to pay the $70. If you've got Nintendo Switch Online, you have and you only have the base package for Nintendo Switch Online, you have access to one of the best Zelda games ever. Link to the Past is one of the best Zelda games ever. There's actually a massive kind of schism in the fan base between which Zelda game is better. Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time. I don't know if that schism is still there or if it's been replaced at all. But if you have the base Nintendo Switch Online, you have access to Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. You can play a Legend of Zelda game without paying for Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But don't go buying Nintendo games on the eShop. Seriously. They don't go on sale that much, and you can get physical cheaper quite often. Plus, there wasn't that many patches for Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, so I think I'm gonna have to switch weapons because we're getting dunked on way too much. Good game, everyone. Good game. Yeah, I'm seeing The Legend of Zelda for like, $55. 50. This is international version. I don't get that. Where's it salt coming from, though? I'm gonna change my weapon. Bro Jose, how much are you willing to pay for Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom? Actually, no. I'm gonna try this one. Okay, well, I found it sold by somebody else on Walmart for 50. Let's see, Amazon. 52 for the US version. That says the US version and it doesn't have the US version picture. That's hilarious. Oh gosh. Oh, I picked the wrong weapon. This is not gonna go well. Ah, Aiden, see, there is a good reason. But physical usually winds up being... Plus, like, another thing to keep in mind is that you can buy other versions of games for the Switch. You don't have to stick to the US version. You can go get the European version. Ink vac power, give me ink. Should have saved that ink vac. This might actually not go so badly. Dang it. Come on. Come on. I'm on level 30 and inside. What? Wait, what? I'm on level 30 and inside order I started like 10 minutes ago and I haven't played in like since month. What? I don't understand that. Ah, crud. Come on, we gotta hold that lead at least. What the heck? I keep getting sniped, dang it. Side order. Oh, okay. Side order. Use that inside order. And I was like, wait a minute. Inside what order? Now if I split inside order, that makes more sense. Now I'm gonna save this ink back till I absolutely need it. Or try to save it till I absolutely need it. Oh crud, I shouldn't have saved it! I needed it! What is the maximum level in side order? I forget. It's been a long time since I played side order. I beat it, and then I just didn't go back to it. And I think I beat it with every weapon, too. Oh man, we are so crushing it. 20 seconds! We gotta hold him for 20 seconds! "10 seconds! No! Come on! Not overtime. Anything but overtime. No overtime! No! Yes! Good game. The max level is 30. Oh, okay. There you go then. Huh. Good game, everyone. Good game. Finally got a win. Let's see. I'm gonna check. GameStop. Yeah, they want 50. They want 60 still. Let's see. eBay. Let's try eBay. Huh. Where's this coming from, though? I found Zelda on eBay for 50. Don't know if it's sealed copy or not. Let's go. No, 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 no. Tower going wrong direction. Of course, I'm one to talk. I'm not exactly contributing a whole lot here. Oh, crud, 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 crud. shoot. I went and tried to activate it. Jose Rodriguez, hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing? If you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome to. Friend code is there on screen, or you can join by the pool code. We'll have to make room for you, though. Currently have a full room. Just let me know there in the chat if you'd like to join. We'll make room. Aiden, you just beat side order first try. I mean, it's not that hard, so... Actually, wait a minute. Did I beat side order on my first try? Maybe I didn't. I'm trying to remember if I did or not. No, darn it. Aiden, you want to join? Okay. How are we gonna do this? Oh, come on! Wait, Aiden, what? I am so confused. What? Oh, wait a minute. Well, good job, Aiden. Ah, okay. Now I understand. I'm sorry. Congratulations, though. Good job. I was genuinely trying to figure out if I did that too or not. Oh, hey, friend request. And actually, I don't think I did. I think it took me a few tries to beat it. Oh, Rod. And I will grab that friend request after this match. Jose, you beat it. You sent a friend request. I had a feeling. I will grab that here right after this match. Good game, everyone. Good game. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop. I know it won't kick us out of the room. Trying to think what to do. Should we try drop-ins or should we try private battle? Yay, a win! Good game, everyone. Good game. Let me grab that friend request. Alright, friend request has been accepted. Let's go ahead and see what happens when I open a private battle room. If we don't get enough people for private battles, then we'll try drop-ins. Double the Jose, double the fun, right? Right? Let's try private battle though. Let's see what happens. Room is open. Oh, okay. Let's see here. And I'll just pop this over here. Anybody else joining? Seriously. Do we not have more than... Is this it? Blue Toad, where are you at? Is this all we got? Bro Jose, I just popped a link in Discord. Alright, I guess we'll try 2v2s and see what happens. And just go from there. I'm not gonna use it. Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and use this weapon, but I am gonna change my gear. Gotta have hunting gear, right? Right. That's about the cheapest I've seen in my quick search for Tears of the Kingdom. So, if you're interested in it. I wonder who Jose 3 is. Oh, by the way, if anyone does happen to get either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, keep in mind that the Switch 2 upgrade is actually free with the Switch Online subscription. Which is kind of cool. Kind of not worth it. The stuff they added to Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild is pretty much not worth it. On Switch 2. The enhanced resolution might be worth the $10, but the rest of the stuff kinda isn't. It's one of those kind of things. Thank goodness you don't have to pay for it. I was debating about rebuying Tears of the Kingdom for the Switch 2, the actual Switch 2 version, but I've since decided that it ain't worth it. You would chase me down, wouldn't you? Good game, everyone. Good game. I will warn you that if you go to buy The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom right now, that there is the possibility, of course, that it could wind up being on sale for roughly the same price come Christmas. Your sister said no? Well, you did say that she probably would, Bro Jose, so... Not unexpected. Of course, there's also the possibility that it won't be on sale that cheap later, so... Other Jose. Let's see here. Jose Rodriguez, would you like to join us? We have a private battle room here open. I honestly don't know what I would do about buying Breath of the Wild, but I would, or Tears of the Kingdom. I would probably just go ahead and get it for a Switch and not worry about it at that price, but it's up to you. Because you really don't know what's going to happen. Alright, if nobody joins after this match... Seriously, game? If nobody joins after this match, we will switch back to a different mode. Because 2v2s aren't as fun, honestly. 3v3 is really my minimum. It always has been. Aiden, did you want to join us? We got a room here. I ain't thinking this is Splat Zones. I was not thinking. Oh, come on! Oh, that's because when I looked on GameStop, it was $56.99 for the Pro member price. That's why I didn't mention GameStop. I'll double check them and make sure of that, but that's what I saw, so that's why I didn't mention GameStop. GameStop's great and all, but when it comes to their prices sometimes, you gotta kind of be careful. I'll double check GameStop after this match, though. Yeah, crud. And the eBay listing I posted in Discord says it's a new copy. So that means it's a sealed copy. And a sealed new copy would be better than a used one, in my opinion. Especially at the price difference. It being cheaper, that would be the way I would go. I'm not going to vouch for everybody on eBay, but the couple times I've ordered from eBay, I've had pretty good luck. I just make sure that whoever I am buying from seems legit. I just check them out a little bit, and if I think everything sounds good, then I go with it. And I'm not by any means an expert on eBay, but I just check out things, see what the seller rating is, make sure they sound like they're reputable, and go from there, and I've had good luck so far. Come on, Dynasty! Ah! Erg. Ah, crud. Uh-oh. Wait. Yes! Go, 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 go! Yay! We have a chance! Let me super... Wait. What? Did we win? Eh? Huh! Okay. Good game. Good game. That was unexpected. I'll take it. All right, anybody joining? I'm gonna give this a sec, but if nobody joins, then we're gonna switch modes again. So, what's yeah, new is 70 and pre-owned is 56 at GameStop for pro members. Blue Toad, you got? You got a good copy of Mario Superstars Baseball off eBay. See, I would go eBay. All right, let's go ahead and switch modes, though. Yeah, let's just go back to Anarchy, I guess. Trying Anarchy a little bit more. I mean, if you go with GameStop, there's two things to keep in mind. One, the $56 is pre-owned. Okay? So, if you do that, you may or may not get a case. You may just get the game and cartridge. Yeah, it's pre-owned certified by GameStop, but it's pre-owned. So you don't know exactly what kind of condition it's going to be in. The eBay one says it's brand new, so it's more than likely sealed, and that comes with a whole different list of things. Plus, it's $6 cheaper. It's your choice, though. It's your money. Whichever one you want to do. But again, Blue Toad, you say you've got a good copy of Mario Superstar Baseball off eBay. I've gotten a couple of games off eBay. I forget how many. As well as my mom has ordered some stuff off my account on eBay and had pretty good luck. Actually, everything that we've gotten off eBay so far has been perfectly fine. So, it's really your choice. Again, it's your money, your choice. You have to make the decision of how you want to spend your money. I would personally take the chance on the eBay copy because I personally would rather have something brand new rather than used, unless there was no other way to get it. That's my opinion, though. Actually, last year, when I ordered on eBay, I ordered a copy of Etrian Odyssey collection. And it was brand new. The person that was selling it, I paid a price for that, but it came to me. I got it really quick. And it was brand new. It was sealed. There weren't any problems with it. Actually, should go back and play that game. That's a good game. It's actually 3 games, but yeah, they even were willing to help me get the order canceled when I tried to change my mind, but there wasn't anything I could do because I waited too late to try and cancel the order. Dang, we're getting dunked on! Come on, team! We need a comeback! Go, team, go! I'm on the tower. Uh-oh. No! Shoot, I went the wrong way on the tower. Alright, where is it? There it is. Inkback versus Inkback. Great. And I lost, of course. We got a little over a minute and a half. Oh, come on. We gotta make a comeback here. We can do it, people. Come on. Let's go. Or not. No. Drat. Good game, everyone. Good game. So I finally figured out the best analogy I can put to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. For Jose, have you played Horizon Zero Dawn? Okay. So, Breath of the Wild is a more expansive version of Horizon Zero Dawn without the story elements. So, if you liked Horizon Zero Dawn, you will like Tears of the Kingdom. Just with the caveat that Tears of the Kingdom has less of a story than Horizon Zero Dawn, but better gameplay. That's the best way I can put it to you. And they're probably on relatively the same level for difficulty. But having played it though, you now know what you're expecting, more or less. And if you enjoyed it, then you're going to enjoy Tears of the Kingdom. You mean to fall off there, but yeah, I mean, Tears of the Kingdom has more of a story than Breath of the Wild, but that's not saying much when Breath of the Wild's story was more or less go from point A to point B, kill boss, save the day. Tears of the Kingdom has more story than that. Tears of the Kingdom actually has a story. There's... How do I put this? Tears of the Kingdom story is more front-facing. There's more voice acting in it. Legend of Zelda games didn't really have voice... Actually, Legend of Zelda games did not have voice acting until Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So, they were all mutes, more or less. And Link has no voice, so... But the story of Tears of the Kingdom, and mind you, I still haven't beaten the game, so I don't know the whole story. There is a story to Tears of the Kingdom. So... But, as far as I know, Horizon Zero Dawn has more story to it than Tears of the Kingdom. But it's... How do I put this? Because you're gonna go into Tears of the Kingdom more for the gameplay to a certain extent than the story. And that's not a bad thing, because the game is great. I mean, the world is massive in Tears of the Kingdom. You will not be beating this game quickly. You can, but you won't. For what it's worth, in Breath of the Wild, you could go from the beginning of the game straight to the final boss and beat the game if you were crazy and had a ton of patience. You could do it. Tears of the Kingdom is a bit more restrictive. You can't go from the beginning of the game straight to the final boss. I don't think the game will let you. So, but I enjoyed Tears of the Kingdom, what I've played of it, the story that I've had in it. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I just wish that I could have gotten past the whole do the stuff in order to progress the story thing, because I'm trying to think. I'm halfway through the game, I think, is where I'm left off. But you can play the story in pretty much any order you want, which is a big factor in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. In both of them, you pretty much have 4 major areas that you have to go to, and you can tackle them in any order you want. I don't know if Tears of the Kingdom has more than that or not, because again, I haven't beaten the game. But I know Breath of the Wild, it's 4 major areas, and you can do them in any order you want. And it's fun to be able to do that. So, the game's a little bit more about world than story, but there is a story there. Just don't go expecting some dramatic, epic. It's not it's kind of the hard part of having open world games. Communist, hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing? And wait a minute, I've been here this whole time. What are you talking about? The coolest person in the world to ever exist has arrived. I've been here all along. Where have you been? Good game, everyone. Good game. We won. We won. Communist, would you like to join us? Ugh. There's a bit of wink wink nudge nudge in there. Princess Peach, hi, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Oh, Dynasty left. So wait a minute, now we have room in the room. Alright, would anybody like to join us? We're in Anarchy right now. We have a slot open conveniently. Alright, we got a communist in here. This could be a problem. Princess Peach would if you would like to join us, let me know. We'll switch modes if you would like to join us. Asume is lurking like a cat in the box. Bro Jose, I hope that anything that I've said doesn't scare you off of buying the game. Because honestly, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you kind of want to go in to those games not knowing anything. Princess Peach, you do want to join us? Okay, after this match, we will switch modes and... I don't know, we don't have enough people for private battles, really. We'll try drop-ins. We'll just do drop-ins on regular matches. And actually, Princess Peach, if you want to just go ahead and dive into a match, and then I can springboard off of you. Well, Bro Jose, I really don't want to tell you a ton because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are games that are really more about the journey. And they really are something to be experienced. And if you're not sure if you're going to like it, then I don't want you to go wasting your money on something you may not like. But I personally would recommend them. I think they're really great games. And they really, I think anybody that owns a Switch should really play them. But that's just my opinion, so. Come on, team. Oh man, we don't have a lead. I thought we had a lead. Oh, dang it. By the way, thanks everybody for the 10 likes. I really appreciate it. Oh, come on. Stupid splash wall. No! Good game, everyone. Good game. Princess Peach, you dreamed that you were playing the Switch 2 in your room? I mean, that's actually a pretty good dream. Communist, your Wi-Fi is really bad today? Did you disconnect on us and I didn't know it? Alright, in any case, we're going to do regular matches and we'll do drop-ins. So let me see here. Can I go ahead and close this if it'll let me? Wait, Bro Jose, I'm confused by that statement. Alright, there we go. Princess Peach. Dropping in. Alright, and everybody can jump in after me. Okay, that statement confused me there, bro, Jose. Okay. I do hope you enjoy the game. Again, despite my quibbles with it, it is a really good game. So, and I really don't know how I can best explain that when I played Breath of the Wild, when it originally came out, that game is an experience. And Tears of the Kingdom is that times 2. It's really a game that you want to go into not knowing anything about because you want to be able to take in the world and the story, and really you want to take in the world at your own pace. Communist, how do you do this? So just go to regular matches and then friends and then find me on the list. Don't go to create a room, just find me on the list and jump in. You should see me on your list under friends, and you just click my name and it'll dump you in there. I can understand anyone that doesn't have any interest in certain games. Appeal is 90% of buying a game. If a game doesn't look like it's going to appeal to you, then you're not going to buy it. It says I'm in a match. Why does it say you're in a match? Why does it say I'm in a match? I'm not in a match. Well, in 30 seconds, it should switch and say that drop-ins are welcome. Because it should drop me into with Princess Peach. I've never seen that before, so... But, in any case, going back to Breath of the Wild for a minute here. Sitting down to play that game for the first time, it's really just something that you have to take in and you have to play it, because there's no real way to describe exactly what you go through, because it's a journey. So all of you should be able to start joining any second now. As soon as I get dumped in here, that is. I think. There it goes. Alright, so now I just hit ready, and now everybody, you should be able to jump in now. Let me know if you can't. But you should be able to. There's honestly not a ton of games that I would say you just really should own for the Switch. If you own a Switch and you don't own a game, this one specific game, crud, no. Seriously? What happened? I don't get it. Alright, let me try this then. Alright, I don't know, I know I'm gonna have to do this match, but y'all should be able to drop in here, hopefully. Oh gosh. Why things happen, we will never know. But there's a couple of games for the Switch that are console defining that everybody should own. One of them is either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. If you own both, great. If you don't, eh. Another one is Super Mario Odyssey. If you don't own that game, you are missing out on something really special. Because those two games are kind of console defining. They're like the best of the best. Breath of the Wild is the best open world game, and so is Tears of the Kingdom is just more of that and expanded. So those games are required, and Mario Odyssey is also one of those games where it's just so imaginative. Princess Peach Breath of the Wild was your first open world game. Honestly, because it's a game that you have to experience, I fully understand. It's just, as for Splatoon 3, I don't know. The problem with Splatoon 3, as well as Splatoon 2, is they are not by any means bad games. It's that, I don't know. There's I could kind of throw Splatoon 3 on there, but Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, are games that just kind of, they blow your mind to a certain extent because there's so much jammed into them. I mean, it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate level of stuff that's jammed into these games that you may never see everything in the game, ever, kind of thing. They were still finding things in Breath of the Wild years after the game release. So no two people can play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom exactly the same. They're just so big. Yeah, Mario Odyssey is just, it's really just so good. It's so good. But Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, those are games that you're going to, because of how massive they are, you're going to enjoy them. You're going to play them once and maybe never go back to it. Because you can't replicate the journey of discovery that you go on in those games. And really, in a way, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is another game that could go on this list, because it is so densely packed with stuff. That is a game that, to some extent, is a game that just keeps on giving. All right, everybody should be able to hopefully jump in now. Fingers crossed, no communication errors, please. People with thousands of hours in Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, I really can't be too surprised, because the world is freaking massive in that game. Oh, hey, Cat Dogs is joining us. Didn't even know Cat Dogs was here. Smash stream. I should do another Smash Brothers Ultimate stream. I haven't done one in a while. It'll have to wait till after the Switch 2 launches, though. Alright, is this gonna work now? Are we good? We're good. Yay! But the real reason why Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and Super Mario Odyssey are games that I put on that kind of list is because pretty much anybody can pick them up and play them. There's you learn as you go. With Mario Odyssey, there's very little learning curve. With Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, there is a learning curve, but it's easy to the extent that you can very much beat yourself up over your own stupid mistakes because the game is freakishly hard, but the controls are so easy to know. Yeah, Splatoon is huge in Japan. And it is a must-play game. But I can see a lot of people not wanting to play it. Whereas more people would be inclined to play Mario Odyssey or Zelda. They're just games that really kind of define things, that they define their genres. Splatoon doesn't exactly define its genre. It twists the genre that it is on its head and makes something kind of it makes something unique out of it, but doesn't define the genre. I guess that's really kind of the best way to say what Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey are. They define what the genre is every time they release those games. So to not play those games, you really miss out on something. You miss out on something very special. It's kind of like Mario Kart. Mario Kart defines a genre. Because for one, nobody else really wants to do the genre. And when they do, they can't really beat Mario Kart at it. They can take unique twists on it, but it's always Mario Kart that defines the genre. And going back to Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn, one of the things that people took away from it is that Horizon Zero Dawn was good, but then they realized that in Breath of the Wild, you could climb on anything. You could go anywhere that you wanted to, whenever you wanted to. There was no limits. And it made Horizon Zero Dawn look bad in comparison. Good game, everyone. Good game. I mean, the Horizon Zero Dawn team, I think they said that they had wanted to do something like Breath of the Wild, but they couldn't figure out how to implement it. And then here it is, they release in the same year, and Breath of the Wild did everything that Horizon Zero Dawn couldn't when it came to an explorative world. Take that as you will. Eminem's racing is a peak genre. What? Oh, you Blue Toad, you would. You would go down that road, wouldn't you? I'm trying to think of any other Switch games, and nothing's coming to mind at the moment. Oh, let's see here. Top Switch games. Let's see what the top Switch games. Top 10 Switch games. Gotta love how all these other sites other than video gaming sites have the best Switch games. Like, seriously? Popular Mechanics has a list of best Switch games? Esquire? It's like, it would be like Better Homes and Gardens saying, hey, here's the best Switch games. Like, what the heck? You people don't have a clue what video games are. You're home and gardens, not video games. Oh gosh. Goes to show you how big video games are when everybody wants in. Mario Kart is really good for multiplayer. I really kind of regret not having gotten into Mario Kart sooner than the 3DS rather. But it is what it is. I've already gone down that rabbit hole of why I didn't play multiplayer games. So. Oh, you were standing right next to me. Gee, thanks. We're about one... Oh, crud. Oh. Dang it. For what it's worth, Crash Team Racing was good. I know that some of the Sonic racing games are pretty good. But then I do go back to the fact that however good they still are just twists on the genre. And I'm a person that loves Sonic, so... Which is actually funny. So my new TV actually has a all Sonic cartoon channel on it from the streaming channels list. I thought that was amazing. Now we just need a all Mario cartoon channel. That would probably be, what, 20 some odd episodes on repeat? I'm trying to think of how many the original Super Mario Brothers show had. I don't actually remember. Did anybody know that there was a Super Mario Brothers Super Show? Live action and cartoon mix? Good game, everyone. Good game. Yeah, CNET. We'll go with CNET. Blue Toad, you were playing Crash Team Racing earlier? That's funny. I bought a copy and then I got rid of it from the Switch. Probably shouldn't. But I did. Alright. 20 best Switch games. Gee, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the list. What do you know? Never would have expected it. Mario Kart 8. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So far, so good. Splatoon 3. Duh. Stardew Valley. It's not a Switch exclusive, though. I have not played Stardew Valley. I kind of want to, but I haven't. Animal Crossing. I don't know if I would put Animal Crossing on a list like that. Super Mario Wonder is the next game they put on their list. And it's good. I don't know if I would put Super Mario Wonder, though, on a absolutely have to play list. Because I don't know how many people actually really like 2D games. I do, and it's a really great game. Would I put Super Mario Wonder on a list of games that you absolutely have to own if you have a Switch? Splatoon 3 was the top 5. I don't think that they are numbering the list, but it was in the first 5 games. So it was up there. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom being the first one. Though, actually, Super Mario Odyssey hasn't shown up on that list yet. Wow. I just realized that. I didn't see Super Mario Odyssey. I gotta double check that list. I don't think they have them in any particular order, but if they do, then that's wild that Odyssey is not on there. That Wonder is before Odyssey would be really weird. Seriously with the auto bombs, people? Enough with the auto bombs. We are not Autobots. Wait, you are not Autobots. We are not Decepticons. Enough. We're getting dunked on here, people. Of course, I say that and I have no idea who is on my team. I might be on a team by myself with randos. Well, Blue Toad's on the other team. No wonder I'm losing. Oh, Communist is on my team. Oh, come on. I don't know who that other person was. Come on, I need the perfect throw. I failed miserably. Blue Toad's picking on me. Stop it. Bro Jose, Blue Toad, Peach, they're all on the other team. It's just me and the Communist. Good game, everyone. Good game. Yeah, Splatoon 3 was like the 4th one on the list so far. Yeah, Splatoon 3 was 4th on the list. Let's see here. They put Super Mario Wonder before Odyssey. That's weird. Actually, Odyssey is the next one, so okay. That's weird. Spiritfarer. Okay, they're kind of taking liberties here. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. As much as I love Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I wouldn't say that it's oh, Metroid Prime Remastered. Okay. Super Mario 3D World. That's another Mario game on this list. Tetris 99. Korean: The Forgotten Land. See, my short... I don't necessarily disagree with any of the games they've got on the list. I would just, for a personal list of games to say, hey, you own a system, these are games you have to get. I don't even know if Kirby would make it. Because Kirby and the Forgotten Land is really good, too. the Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle game. You know, I like that game a lot. I'm not saying it would be on a list for games that you absolutely have to have if you own the system. I actually have never even beat it. I have both it and Sparks of Hope, and I never beat either of them, which is actually kind of sad. They're both really good and crazy inventive games, and I would recommend them to people that are interested. I would put at least one of them on a top 20 list. For what it's worth, I actually no, I take that back. I take back what I was about to say before I say it. I was gonna say that a Pokemon game would not make my list, but then I remembered that Pokemon Legends Arceus exists. And that instantly puts a Pokemon game on my list. Because Pokemon Legends Arceus is really great. Would I recommend it to everybody? No. But would I say, hey, if you like Pokemon, this is like the best Pokemon game for the system? Yes, I would. Because in my opinion, it is. It is better than Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. It's better than Sword and Shield. It's better than Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's the best Pokemon game on the system, in my opinion. So, and we will see if Legends Z to A changes my mind or not. I kind of doubt that it will. I'm not holding much promise for Pokemon Legends Z to A. And I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to live up to the highs of Arceus. Good game, everyone. Good game. Let's see, though, that list. Let's keep going down it. Oh, hey, the next game to run across is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Oh, gosh. That's funny. Good game, everyone. Good game. Man, it's getting late. So Pokemon Legends Arceus comes after Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a really good game. Alright, they're starting to get a little off the rails here again. Because the next game they have listed is Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And I will by no means say that it's a bad game, because it is a good game. But I don't know. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, definitely best Pokemon game on Switch. Listen, I love Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I love them. I love them for remakes, and it's a controversial, though, love. Because not everybody likes them. I actually was talking to a guy at GameStop that didn't like the remakes, that would rather play the originals. And I can understand that. I mean, I get it. I love them. I like them for the remakes that they are, because I love the old Pokemon style. But when it comes down to a newer style for Pokemon, Legends Arceus is what the series should be. Not Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet is not what the series should be. Not every game needs to be open world. And to not harp a ton on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but the sheer fact of how dead the open world is in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is a really good reason why Pokemon should not do open world. Do little sandbox environments like Arceus. It's fine. You don't need open world. It doesn't need to be in every freaking game. Ugh. Especially since Pokemon Company cannot do it right, it seems. They just have no concept of how to do an open world right. They need to take some lessons from Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. And for what it's worth, for anybody that's interested in this little tidbit, the people that do Xenoblade Chronicles actually helped build the open world for Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, play a Xenoblade Chronicles game. Oh gosh. Those people are masters at world building. It would actually be interesting if Monolith Soft were given the Pokemon franchise. They could probably do it better than Pokemon Go. I would love to see them do that. That would be an insane thing. It'll never happen, but I would love for it to. Which actually reminds me, Blue Toad, have you gotten very far in Xenoblade Chronicles 3? No, that's a random question. I know you've been playing it a little, though. Oh crud, I fell off the map. Darn it. But yeah, the people that make the Xenoblade Chronicles game, Monolith Soft, have helped build Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom's world. Because they are really good at what they do. Good game, everyone. Good game. Alright, we're going to have to wrap this up here soon. We're going to do one more match, I think. We'll do one more match, and then I'm going to call it a night. You kind of forgot about it. Well, it's a long game, trust me. Next on the list was Mario Party Jamboree, which, okay. That's fair. Metroid Dread is on the list, so 2 Metroid games, wow. Yeah, one more match, and then I'm going to call it a night, I think. It's getting late. Alright, fine. 2 more matches. I'll do 2 more matches. And then I'm definitely calling it a night after that. Pikmin 4's on this list. Okay. Super Mario Maker 2. Alright. Actually, that reminds me. Bro Jose, did you ever beat Metroid Prime? Metroid Prime Remastered? For what it's worth, I absolutely love Metroid. And Dread was amazingly good. But I wouldn't recommend it to everybody either. Because as much as I love it, I also know that it's not for everybody. And there's actually a really good litmus test to find out if you would like Metroid Dread. Just play Metroid Fusion. If you remotely like Metroid Fusion, you will love Dread. And I only say that because Metroid Fusion is on... Princess Peach, you're playing Xenoblade Chronicles 1? Oh, wow. Nice. You're in for a long journey to play 2 and then 3. But actually, that's probably really playing 1, 2, and then 3 is actually really the best way to do it. I played 1 on the Wii, then I played it on the 3DS. I'm trying to remember if I ever beat it. I don't think I ever beat it until the Switch. Which I know is really sad. I'm trying to remember if I did beat it on the Wii. They're very long games. They're so long they get a teensy bit tedious. They're long to the extent that you kind of gotta take a break from them because they're almost difficult to beat in one go. I will say this though, if you like Xenoblade 1, 2, if you like Xenoblade 1, you will like 2 and 3. 2 is a bit different, and 3 is very serious in its story. I'm not going to spoil anything. But it's quite a bit, it's a bit different in tone over 1 and 2. I think 3 probably is a bit more in line with 1's tone. 2 is quite a bit sillier, but I love it all the same. I've been working on Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I am so close to the end of that. It is quite a bit different though than the others. And not in a bad way. I think we got dunked on. Good game, everyone. Good game. Alright. We'll do one more match, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Let's see here. Metroid Dread, though, is really good. Pikmin 4 is on this list, and Pikmin 4 is good. Super Mario Maker 2. And that's the end of the list. Okay. I wouldn't disagree with this list. I would not disagree one bit. Bro, Jose, you haven't finished it yet? Dang. It's not that long. Metroid Prime is not that long of a game, honestly. And Blue Toad, you are correct. Pikmin is an underrated franchise. Pikmin 4 was really good. I've beaten it, but I haven't beaten it. I haven't beaten the true final boss, because the true final boss is annoyingly difficult. I don't know if I ever will. Metroid Prime is in your list of games to finish, bro, Jose. Sheesh. I'm gonna tell you now. Metroid Prime is a really good game. It's not that long, and you should really finish it before Prime 4 comes out. Because it's not long. I mean, it's a GameCube game, for Pete's sake. So you know it's not that long. And I will admit, Metroid Prime, though, if you're not playing with a guide, some of it can get a little confusing if you're not paying attention, especially. So, I should have switched weapons for this match. Oh well. Metroid Prime is linear, but not that linear. Seriously, who's using it? Who's using the splatter color screen? Darn it. Blue Toad, you saved all of them are okay. Yeah, the true final boss is... Gosh. Pikmin 4's true final boss, when I got to it, and then I learned how long it was, and how you had to go about beating it, I was like, forget this, I am not doing this, this is a pain. Maybe someday, probably never. I don't know how they expect people to beat it. I know it's doable, but it's not one of those... It's one of those things where you just don't want to do it. Because you know you're going to get aggravated. And I tried. I legitimately tried to beat the boss. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Didn't want to keep trying. I'm not doing well in this match. With Switch games still coming out, it's gonna make making a list of the top so many Switch games very difficult. Especially since we're getting new Switch games still next year. Whoa, hello. Darn it. Blue Toad, if you do attempt to beat the true final boss, let me know. Let me know if you do and if you beat it. Good game, everyone. Good game. Alright. That's gonna do it for me, everybody. So, thank you everyone so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you had fun and enjoyed this stream. I'll be back Friday with I can think of the game, but I can't think of the name to spit it out of my mouth. Brawlhalla, there we go. Yeah, I'll be back Friday with Brawlhalla. So I hope to see y'all again then. Saturday will be Game Builder Garage. If you're interested in seeing other people's creations, Game Builder Garage is really great. Definitely stop by to check that out if you would. But yeah, again, thanks everybody so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Hope to see y'all again Friday or Saturday. If not, it'll be next week. But yeah, as always, don't forget to take a break from life and nerd out. Bye, everyone!